I'm saying hello. Okay. Hey, it's Mondo, your dungeon master. We are live with Legends of the Borderlands, 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, which we are going to be playing tonight with our with most of our group intact. We have Justin.
What's up?
There he is. Carlos.
Hello, people.
Diego.
What's up?
Gavin.
Hey, hey.
And Evan.
Howdy.
Oh, man. Yeah, so we had some technical difficulties in the beginning, and we just lost somebody now. So hopefully, yeah, they're back.
I like Diego directly trying to call me for a moment.
Yep.
We were having some technical difficulties, and some sleepy difficulties, and some soup difficulties. But we are now here, and we are live, and yeah, we're gonna play some D&D. Okay, so who would like to recap the story thus far? I mean, like, a brief recap of the story thus far. More emphasis on what happened last time.
We got attacked by goblins that were very sneaky, except for one.
Yeah.
Especially the ogre with like a
Siege unit on top of it.
yeah. There you go.
Yeah, that ogre was like super stealthy. He was unnaturally stealthy. Considering he had a fort on his back with 4 other goblins in it, he was like really stealthy. Now he's dead though, so I mean,
He's dead.
Oh.
yeah.
So, I mean, really, he couldn't get much less stealthy at this point.
Yeah.
For this
True-
guy over
true
here,
that.
he's knocked out.
Yeah. There is one goblin surviving. You guys were on your way to some ancient buried temple of some sort to try to figure out how to find this blood pendant to stop one group of lycanthropes from becoming very powerful, which would probably be bad for the whole region. You got ambushed by these goblins. And yeah, you do have one unconscious. He's right there, knocked out. Probably drooling a little.
Yep, but only a little.
Only a little. So what would you guys like to do?
I guess we
Flail
will.
him.
No.
What was that?
Interrogate. Oh, yeah.
Impale him?
We get
Oh,
terrible and
oh
we're like,
my.
our group doesn't have a slave yet.
Oh
That's a
no.
flail. We're gonna start peeling his skin off.
Oh, gee.
Dress him up in women's underwear.
You probably prefer that than being flailed.
Oh my.
Now, that depends on the goblin's values.
That's true.
Nice.
He doesn't even value himself.
Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna move my guy over here by the goblin.
Sure.
Sorry.
No worries. Yeah,
I choked on my water.
Ugh.
I guess we'll see about waking him up. Does anybody have a particular way they want to do it?
Slap him.
Kick him in the crotch.
Oh my.
Okay, maybe not the crotch.
Not my crotch.
Hold his nose so he doesn't breathe and he wakes up.
Yeah, it wouldn't be too bad, probably.
Or Sean could just pee on him.
I will not do that.
Sharp teeth.
But yeah, I think I'll just Rasham will just we'll just close his nose.
Okay. So after a moment or two of like having his nose closed, he just kind of like starts to struggle, and his eyes open up.
At which point Rasham will be nice and remove his fingers from said nose. Give him a minute to compose himself.
Yeah. He's just looking up at all of you with like with contempt, and just like he's just like, his breathing soon like kind of returns to normal. I mean, he still looks very badly hurt, but
Yeah. Or Sam would be like, "Hello, friend."
Are we friends?
Or Sam would be like, "I'm
Why are you
hoping
so
we can
quiet?
be."
I don't remember seeing you at the last meeting.
There we go. I think. Does anybody have a good bluffing from where he's like mentioning like last meetings? Like maybe we can convince him.
What do you need for that charisma?
Yeah, probably something like, "Oh yeah, I have good charisma." Hell, what am I talking about? Or Sam would be like, would try to play it off and be like, "Oh yes, the last meeting. Do you remember us having any other ambush points?" Just try to be smug. Just try to be smooth about it.
Sure, yeah.
Hope for brain damage.
Give me a deception check.
Oh god. Well, my deception's a 1. This is either gonna work or it's not. Ooh,
That's pretty
16.
good, yeah.
Beautiful.
I was kidding about meetings.
Hmm.
I mean, obviously,
Well,
if you're hanging out with people like this, you're not down with the clan.
hmm.
Because we don't like elves or humans or whatever that guy is. He kind of gestures at Alabaxis.
Or Sam would be like, "But what about between one green brother, one well, I wouldn't be green necessarily. They're more brown. I'm trying to think of something similar I could say blank brother to another, but I can't think of it now because these goblins aren't green." So there with that idea. Or I guess our Sam would be like, but I'm thinking maybe we're kind of cool. I mean, I think you're all right. I don't have a personal problem with you. Try to smooth them over.
Well, that's good to know, but I mean, you killed a whole bunch of my friends.
At the point where Sam would be like, now, that was in self-defense. We did not attack you. You attacked us.
Maybe we were just gonna ask you questions before that human decided, like, oh, I'm gonna start like attacking the first goblin that screams help.
So you're telling me that big ogre with goblins on top of it, with weapons aiming down, was just gonna ask questions?
Those goblins couldn't walk very well. He was giving them a ride.
Oh.
Insight check. I don't believe him.
I want to know if this is true.
Go ahead and give me an insight check.
Uh,
I'm trying to find my character sheet.
Let me actually give this guy a roll here in a. Yeah, I mean, obviously he's lying. He's not really even trying to hide it. He's just like, no, those guys were, they just needed a ride. So what are you gonna do with me? Are you gonna kill me, or are you gonna let me go? Or are you gonna tie me up, or you're just gonna like drag me to the law, to Johnny Law?
Oh yeah. Or Sam would be like, well, this is where you come into play. This actually all depends on you.
Oh, all right. Well, then, I mean, just let me go. And
Well, actually, it's just a little more complicated than that.
oh,
we have some questions, or more so a question. If you can give us an answer that we like, you're free. I'll give you a hint before I ask the question, though. The answer we like is the truthful one.
Truth is objective.
So you and these other goblins had a little ambush point for us here. Could Rasham get out the map or something like that?
Sure.
Okay, Rasham gets out the map and like lays it on the ground. And he starts pointing to it like, okay, we're here. Are there any other little goblin parties like this one right here that we should be worried about on this road?
You said you wanted the truth.
Yes, sir.
Very possibly, then. However, any other goblin groups you may run into along the road are not associated with my group. My group has no further ambushes, or so-called ambushes, out that way. We were simply traveling. We were coming down the path and getting ready to go out into the road. We were just being cautious because we know that racist humans and elves are plentiful in this region. And so we wanted to make sure that we didn't we didn't stumble upon any of these murder hobos. And then, lo and behold, here they come. And we tried to hide and be quiet so that you would pass us by. But one of you saw one of us and, well, things got red. But in all honesty, no, there are no... I don't personally know of any other goblins, but, you know, there's... Goblins have been running amok.
Okay, with him saying that, can I check to see if he's telling truth or bluffing?
Yeah, go ahead and give me an insight on that.
Alright. There it is. 0.
That's really good.
16.
Aside from being mildly obnoxious, I mean, he's probably lying about, like, you know, what their intentions were.
Yeah.
However, I mean, he seems to be telling the truth about whatever group he travels with.
Okay.
Does not appear to be, you know, have any other ambushes set up like further up the road.
Okay, well, with that being the case, I mean, I know Rasham's good with letting them go because literally Rasham has an MO of doing that by now.
Draws is like, I think we should kill him.
Yeah, I would probably been around the same boat. But I know that won't go that way.
My tortured past.
Yeah, that's true.
You sounded exactly.
Yep.
You sounded.
We can always foil them. Let them live.
Oh, yeah. Well, we could do what we did with that first initial goblin. Leave like a leave like a knife near him in the tree, and then he can work himself loose.
Before we go, actually,
So we're almost sure he's not lying.
Yeah, other than like, you know, the part that like we obviously know is false, like, oh, we were being racist.
Oh.
Yeah.
So,
All of my other goblin companions, are back at that old ruined keep.
okay, so
Should not have said
I
that.
go
I should not have
I
said
go over
that.
to Rasham and to him, ask him about Sehanin, about not Sehanin,
Thinking?
thinking. Yes.
What do you want me to ask him about Stinky? Or you can ask him about Stinky, actually, if you want.
Stinky.
Okay. Okay. And I go down and that's it. I just go lower and said, do you know about Bad Lady?
Do I know about a bad lady? My father used to say my mother was a bad lady.
Very, very funny, very funny.
Thank
But
you.
no. A lady that turns into a bat.
Oh, a bat lady. Nope, don't know nothing about no bat lady.
I'm gonna insight check that.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Oh yeah, he's like he seems actually with your with that insight that's pretty good. I mean, he is definitely lying, but he is lying in such a way that he is hoping that you think he's lying. You know, like, yep, don't know a bat lady named Sinky. Nope, that's never happened to me before. You know, the one of those, like, he didn't mention her by name, but it's like he seems like, yeah, he's just like, yeah, no bat lady here. Haven't seen a lady that can turn into a bat. Nope.
Okay, so he does know or no?
It seems like he
pretty...
knows. Yeah.
Okay. So, come on, tell me, where is she?
I mean, if she can turn into a bat, she's probably hanging upside down in a cave.
Fair. But what cave? What cave?
I don't know. I was kidding about the cave. There's not really a cave.
And
I didn't think you were going to follow up with a question about a cave.
I think at that point, I think Rosham would interrupt / interject for a moment and be like, I think the more information you give us about Stinky is the difference between us untying you or us leaving you here to figure out how to get out.
Give me an insight check when you say that.
Okay. Well, of course, that's the first bad one.
That's okay. He may have done worse. When you say Stinky, he frowns and he looks like pissed off, like for a moment.
You insulted my queen.
I literally didn't insult her. I literally called her her own name.
But isn't her name Sinky, not Stinky?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Stinky. I remembered it as Stinky.
Oh.
Well, there was a genuine. I thought we were calling him Stinky to poke fun of her.
Yeah, I thought you were trying to incite him or something.
No, I wasn't even like being smug or smart. I'm like, no, that's not that's how.
Oh, well,
that's
then
how Rosham remembered her name. Which
That
I'm
is
completely
awesome,
willing to
though.
own because that's how I remembered it.
Yeah, so he seems really angry when you call her Stinky.
I feel like after that point, like Rosham would see the face, and then he would be like, Rosham would look like really genuine and sincere because he would be realizing he got the name wrong, and be like, yeah, you know Stinky, right?
Don't call her that. She's beautiful.
But that's her name. I've heard you all call her Stinky. Rosham with genuine confusion.
Let me make another roll. Her name's not Stinky, it's Sinky.
Oh.
Sinky.
My apologies. Sinky.
And when you say her name, you should say it with Sinky with reverence and respect.
Ah.
I have a stinky feeling about this.
Oh, well. My bad.
I mean, if I know who you were talking about.
I want Rosham to like genuinely apologize because he likes to give respect to all adversaries or whatever.
Sure, yeah.
They'd be like, oh, I'm like, he'd be like, I'm genuinely sorry. I literally must have just misheard it from where I've heard your group talking about her before. Can you tell us more about this? About this Sinky? Maybe we can understand her greatness. Try to appease to like the ego of his belief.
I have a feeling you know about Sinky already. I think that you know who she is and how cool she is, even if you don't agree that it's cool. And I think that if you want to know more about Sinky, maybe you should go talk to her.
Huh.
Well, then you better lead us to her.
Yeah, could you tell us where she is? Or, hell, you could escort us, maybe. Oh, apparently Mike just woke up.
Okay.
Okay.
So, hopefully he'll get on.
Yeah.
Mike gets on. Kill him.
I
Tell him that we all die with create new characters.
Except for Drozda, who stayed behind.
Yes.
I put my foot in my mouth, maybe.
I mean, I hate to say it, like, Rasham's like all excited. He's like, I'm good to go. Come on. We'll fix you a full-blown meal before you lead us.
Can't beat that. Dinner?
3 whole courses.
I'm gonna roll another wisdom check real quick. I'm doing
man.
very poorly at them so far, so.
Oh, maybe.
I would not advise you going to speak with Sinky.
Why not?
Well, 1, she is very powerful. 2, I mean, we were just like a small part of Sinky's followers. If you were to approach where she is currently enlaired, things would not turn out well for you, I think.
Okay.
He seems kind of nervous as he's saying that, and he's just like looking around at the
Yeah.
at the bodies of, like, his fallen companions. He's kind of like, he kind of like cranes his neck over to take a look at, like, what's left of that ogre.
So, while he does that, I'm gonna tell him. So, I know what you're thinking. If it was for me, you would be dead right now. But these guys wouldn't let me. So, you'll be good.
I think we should just kill him now anyway.
Yeah, I think we should loot and get out of here. Over our truck.
Hey. I don't remember if I picked my arrows or not. Oh well.
Maybe you could make a deal with Sinky.
With Stinky.
Sinky!
Ah, okay.
I'm gonna tell
That's
her.
what you said.
I'm gonna tell her.
If I lead you to Sinky, and you have good intent of just speaking with her, perhaps you can make a deal. Because some of the other things that are probably searching for you right now are not going to be as nice as Sinky.
Okay.
So you know what we have?
No. But I know that you have something. Something that Sinky wants. Something that all of the Lycans want.
That is why you attacked us.
No. We just happen to be foraging for berries and wild game.
No.
And then you stumbled upon us, and you racistly attacked us.
Oh.
You're telling that to the guy who got shot first.
You scared him.
Ooh. Okay.
No, okay.
Sorry. Go on.
You're twice his size.
I told him not to do anything, and I got shot from a different side.
He looks at Rasham. He's like, he's 3 times his size.
Rasham would then look like at Roladar and be like, I mean, it is true. Rasham would just be trying to like appease. Can I? Would Rasham know which member of the party is holding the
Who
the
is
mystical object stone thing?
Yeah, who's holding what? Who's got the
I don't remember if I do. Because I don't remember, I would say I don't have it. That's my reasoning.
Oh, I
you
think
have it.
Mike
No, I
might
don't.
be holding it.
I'm holding it. And I think we should just kill this guy and be on our way. Maybe we'll just find Sinky and kill her too.
Oh god, that boy Rasham would be like, shh, shh, shh.
I think we should just kill them all.
Really, I got a plan in my head, but it takes a few variables. Like I was saying.
Go ahead.
So I think Rasham would like take everybody off to like a corner, like a little bit away from the guy, to plan this out, just so he can hear. Okay. First off, for this, how far are we from town? I know we had left.
You are pretty far. You're at least like a day or so away.
Oh wow, we're already like a day or so away.
Yeah.
That does complicate this plan, but it could still work. Okay, here's my idea. I'll just break it down. I think like we agreed to meet with Stinky on terms to talk. But to protect us on if things go south, we get Roladar or somebody really good with like the forest and stuff to find a place to bury/hide the amulet away from Gobbo's eyes and probably not like right in this area, where we agree to meet her because we have it. Then if she tries something too heinous or they outnumber us, they have to drag us back to where we buried it.
That's fair.
Because if we don't have it on us and they know we had it, they know we'd be the only people that knew where it was.
That sounds fair. Or someone should eat it.
If we eat it, they could literally just cut us open and...
What do they know, though?
I mean, probably not, but I imagine like if we keep this guy alive to lead us there and we have to re-eat it every so many hours, he's gonna catch on.
Hey, Michael.
Hey.
Hi guys. Sorry about that.
No worries.
No worries.
I was doing a Drozda impression.
Yep.
Pretty good
Pretty
one.
accurate.
Oh, I love it.
I think we should just kill the goblin.
Sounds like something you would say.
Yeah.
I approve.
Oh. Well, like I said, that's my idea. Like, I'll get everybody's vote on it, though. Which I guess I need to re-explain it to Michael. But essentially, I had this idea. We convinced to get this goblin to lead us to Stinky, because we'll agree to just talk to her. We bury the mystical item somewhere that only we know where it is. That way, if things go south talking to her, she won't be able to kill us and know where the object is. She'll have to keep us alive. Especially if we don't reveal which one of us knows where it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's risky. It could go south, but I think like if we do that precaution.
What are you guys talking about over there?
That'd be the point where like Rasham would shout back to him and be like, "We're trying to figure out what to fix for dessert. What would you like?"
Jello!
Vermin shouldn't speak. You know? Yeah, Risham, it sounds like a great idea. This little goblin seems like a good guy. Why not?
I like Jello!
But yeah, very much so. Like, that's pretty much just the idea. Like, we're playing nice to see if we can.
Okay.
So whatever the group's vote is.
Another thing we could do is just send one person to talk to Sinky.
No, that's true. That is true.
Not having any important items with us. Yes, but that's another thing we could do.
That's true. We could have one of us go with the goblin and literally just give the ultimatum of if that person doesn't show up in however many hours, we could say we destroy the object.
I don't know. We could.
I mean, they don't know if we can or can't.
We could say we can send it to on our plane. That's more of a feasible option. Yeah, that's Carlos talking, not Rodar. I don't know if anyone knows about our planes. I think our planes.
Drozda kind of just has like the look in his eyes of. It's kind of like that Stewie look where he looks like he's up to something from Family Guy.
Oh god.
As he's kind of just staring at the goblin because he intends on meeting Sinky killing the goblin.
Why is that guy looking at me like that?
So if we're gonna send one person, who do we want to be the ambassador, quote unquote?
Oh yeah, you want the goblin hater. That's who you want.
For the one that plays with the goblins for fun, I think we should just send Rasham.
I mean, my guy plays nice, so.
Huh?
I was just saying, I mean, my guy plays nice, so.
Yeah, that or Nana those would be my two options.
Yeah.
I guess it depends also
Oh man, I knows how to teleport.
who can.
Oh,
Yeah, that's true. I have a way to escape with Sapphire Strike. If anything goes wrong, I could do that.
can someone remind me? We were heading straight into where is this journey leading us? We're gonna go. We're gonna go look at one of the targets on the map. But the target was something related to the thing we had, right? The little droplet.
Yes.
So I guess just as me speaking, like how far would Sinky be, like towards that end? Like how much? Yeah, I guess that would be convenient to send one person at least, since we still need to go to that. Because if she manages to actually send troops to the location to collect whatever it is we're gonna go after as well, that would put us at a disadvantage, I think. Or am I wrong?
I think you're right, but I don't know if she knows where it is, because I think that's like one of the things they were wanting to get, and we were the ones that opened the box and figured out that stuff. They might know loose locations, but they probably don't know exact like we do.
Right.
Yeah, they were looking for the map.
Right.
So they don't know. In theory, they don't know anything about where they are.
Now, generally speaking, what could we expect to talk about with Sinky? Although technically, the worst case scenario would be she kills us. She
I
wants
know,
to kill
that's
us,
what I'm saying.
right?
We do the precautions where she'd have to leave us alive.
Right. But my question is, what is our best case scenario? What would be our mission here?
We meet
I
Sinking and
guess.
she dies.
Yeah, that's true. Because it seems like the goblin was hesitant about the number that was there. At least the way he was talking. That's the way it came across to me.
Okay. So, gathering by the goblins' like expressions or whatnot, we think that we have a shot at just meeting with Sinky and taking her off the game.
And obviously, if things just look like they would go south, we honestly talk to her. You know what I mean? Like if it does look like there's a lot there, and then we just use the opportunity to escape, and then we just have the information.
Yes. Information wins war.
Yep.
So we could do this. Talk. See what's her end game. Apparently, different factions have different goals.
Yeah, like maybe, like I'm not gonna say there's gonna be mutual ground there because we have a person that hates goblins, so I don't think we'd work with them. But if it's information we could take to our advantage to then use later.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with Druz's mindset. If he could use goblins to eventually eradicate, if he could use goblins to eradicate them, he would.
Yeah.
He'll use them because they're stupid. Oh yeah.
So what do you guys want to do? I would go just sending one guy for information.
I mean, we could. That'd probably be the safest for the group.
Yeah. Or the other starts moving slowly away to gain ground. Or after that, the one gets set behind us.
I'd say we go for it. We have silver now. We can kill her.
Yeah, that's true. We can actually put a dent in her.
That's true.
We have levels. I say we go. I say we go for killing her. That's where my vote is.
Yeah, I'm good with that. So we are a go for infiltration of some sort.
I guess that depends also on the number of goblins.
Yeah. Well, we find that out with the one person going there to see, you know. That's why I don't think like we all necessarily.
We have somebody go ahead that has a decent stealth modifier where they roll stealth rolls. Like as soon as we get close to the camp, we'll get the little guy to be like, "They're over there," and then we kill the dude, and then the other person scouts the area before we infiltrate.
Oh yeah.
I'm the best with stealth, too. I think.
You probably are.
Yeah.
I'm not really going to try to combat that.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll probably like fall over a fucking slug and they'll be like,
To be honest, I think like Rasham would be willing to be the quote unquote emissary, the one that like agrees to go that the goblin knows about and is leading. And then maybe, I mean, Rasham has decent bits of survival. Maybe instead of the person following close, maybe Rasham could leave markers of some sort, like on the trails.
I could probably just follow
Like
behind.
Indians did with like marking stones and stuff back in the day, you know.
I could probably follow behind, or actually,
Or maybe just track.
yeah, no, actually, I can track goblins better because that's my favorite enemy.
Oh, there you go then. You could like literally let us get like half a day ahead or something.
Yeah. And I could do that, take a rest, and then start going over there. And I go in first. Wake up earlier and go. Because I'd rather go in with full health on this and everything.
I mean, I think we got an idea here. I think Rasham would just like put the goblin maybe like on a leash or something.
Oh, it's so degrading.
We can always chop one of his feet off so he can't run.
Well, I don't think that looks too good though if we lead him back to his people with his foot chopped off.
Yeah.
Why don't we just turn him into stubs and wear him as a backpack?
We've come to talk.
I think they'd appreciate seeing their buddy as a backpack. At least they know he's being useful.
So what's the plan that we've concocted so far?
I think I lost internet for a second.
You did.
Oh.
You did.
Yeah, I was like, "What's the plan?" And I was just like, maybe they don't have a plan."
No, we were talking between ourselves the whole time.
Yeah.
I missed it all. I missed every bit of it.
Okay, so well, I think we got a consensus on it now, don't
So
we?
is there... Okay, so I actually have a question for
Yeah.
this.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so how, like, whenever we get close to pretty much wiping off a board in this game, right? How they always attempt to sprint 60 meters away from us and run like bitches. Technically, if we are in the bad situation, can we do that?
Yes.
Yeah, they do have this special thing that goblins have called a special goblin magic. That's not what it's called.
I prefer this title. Okay. Anyway.
It's nimble escape. So they can take the disengage action as a bonus action, and then use their action to dash along with their movement. Now, I mean, you guys can dash as well, but like the thing that makes them really suck.
Slimy.
Yeah, is like the fact that like they're standing right next to you, and they'll just disengage and then run away 60 feet.
Yeah.
You can run 60 feet as well, or double your movement. But if you were standing next to somebody, they would get an opportunity attack. Yeah, unless you had something that allowed you to not do that. Like, for instance, Alabaxis, as a monk, if he spends a key point, he can do something like a nimble escape. He can do Step of the Wind, and as a bonus action, he can disengage and then run away.
Okay.
Like 100 feet or whatever his movement is.
Yeah.
So that means the plan is to turn the goblin into a backpack and wear him where he only can verbally guide us because he doesn't have legs or arms anymore. I'm just joking.
We'll just be like, maybe we tone that down a little. Maybe wearing him as a backpack part might be fine. If I'm restrained, just remember to feed him.
Good.
I don't need food.
That's good.
You don't need food. You'll be okay.
If you wear the goblin as a backpack, though,
Mhm.
you have to do like as you're running through the woods, you have to do like flips, and you have to climb a vine, and stuff like that.
You kind of talk to another NPC called R2D2 as well.
Yes. All right. So the goblin said this when I didn't realize that I was no longer talking to you guys.
Okay.
But he's like, so he's like been sitting there on the ground, just like, so, kind of like trying not to look at Drozda, who's like was giving him the creeps like by staring at him like like Stewie, and he's like, so, all right, so what's the plan here, guys?
I think yellow sounds good.
Yeah, I think we got an idea. So,
I like
just
Jell-O.
to confirm the plan, that way Mondo knows exactly what we're doing and the Goblin does it. I'm going to have the Goblin escort me to talk to Sinky.
Okay.
Roldar is going to use his tracking and stuff from like half a day behind or so to see if he can figure out where we are going. That way he can follow the camp. And then based off of that, we're going to figure out if we can assault the camp or not, or how maybe to best go about killing her, if we can, if the opportunity is there.
Okay.
Yep.
I think that's the gist.
Okay. So what do you say to this goblin then?
I think Rasham would go up to him. It's like, sir, he's like, kind, gentle, noble goblin. May I know your name?
My name is Urklok.
He goes, well, Urkelok, I think you have a great idea. My group wants to set me as ambassador for us to talk to Sinky. If you would let one of us come with you.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine with me. That's more than fine with me. And he's like giving a look to Drozda again, just like, yeah, just get me away from this guy.
That's where we're like Rasham catches a look at the stairs. It's like, don't worry, I won't let him hurt you, friend. like just tries to give him a reassuring look.
Good cop, hungry cop.
Good cop, hungry cop. But yeah, I guess at this point, Rasham, as a sense of good tidings, would go on over.
Okay.
And untie. And well, he won't untie him. He'll before he unties him, he's going to like take a rope and kind of attach it to him like a harness, like around like almost like a dog harness. You go over the chest and around it and wrap around.
Okay. Yeah.
And tie it. That way, I'll have like a leash that won't be pulling on his neck.
Mm-hmm.
But if he was to try anything like to run away, it should stop that.
Okay.
And I'm going to keep him unarmed.
Mm-hmm. He's like, yes, we'll go speak with Sinky. And your friends can wait here.
Yes.
Alright. It's not too far, let's go.
Alrighty.
I'll lead the way.
Alrighty. Sam after it would just follow with him like on leash.
Okay. Alright, so what are the rest of you doing?
I'm gonna follow them, but I'm gonna wait about 2 hours, and gonna start tracking them, and then probably get in front later to see how many people are there in the base and everything.
Okay.
Would this count as an hour short rest?
Yes, if you guys wanted to like take a short rest, aside from Rasham, how badly are you hurt?
I'm decently hurt. Maybe I tell the goblin, maybe before we go, I take a little rest.
Yeah, sure. He's like, yeah, sure. It's not like your friend wants to kill me, and it's not like times, but fine.
Honestly, I think would Rasham be able to like maybe fix a little something on the short rest to show quote unquote gratitude to the goblin.
What, like a meal or something?
Yeah, like maybe not a full blown meal because I want him to get rested, but
yeah, no,
absolutely,
absolutely,
like a sandwich.
Yeah, sure.
Rasham fixes like a wereboar sandwich.
Okay.
And hands it over to the goblin, which his hands are free. He just doesn't have his weapon.
What did you do? You put this meat between 2 slices of bread?
Yes, try it.
That's genius. What do you call this? Oh, it's
I call
delicious.
we call it a sandwich.
Sandwich. I like this sandwich.
You made it wouldn't call it a rush sandwich.
A rough sandwich.
A rough sandwich.
I take it back. It's a rough sandwich.
A rashamich. I love it.
And this, boys and girls, is the creation of the sandwich.
Yeah, so you can take a short rest. So you can like burn a hit die or whatever you need to do.
Alrighty. I'll do
Yeah,
it.
you guys get back like whatever it is you would normally get back from short resting.
What is my hit? Where do I see my hit die? Oh, right here.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, so 5.
Yeah, I mean you can use more than one if you wanted to use another one. Up to you.
I have my. Okay, yeah, 10's pretty good.
Okay.
10 gets me about up to normal.
Oh, so I'm not getting rested. Whoops.
Alrighty.
You know, Roll20 has been doing weird stuff lately. All of your hit dice are wrong.
Oh,
It's supposed to be D6 or something, right?
Even more than that.
yeah, mine's supposed to be like a D8.
I think Nanox is a D6, but the rest of you like is D8, D10, D12.
Mine's at a D4.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that because I saw Roldar like it was green and it was only 6, and I was like, that's not right.
Yeah, okay. So I should get D6. So I think I'm gonna roll D6 apart and see how much I get.
No, yours should be a D8. I think. Hang on, I'm gonna.
I'm checking the individual says D. Oh, wait, D10. But
There you go. Yeah, D10. Yeah.
Oh,
Hang on, I'm gonna fix. I'm gonna see what's going on with these hit dice here.
I'm gonna roll some.
Yeah, it is in your sheet settings. In your character sheet settings on the upper left-hand side, at the very top, it says hit die. It looks like at some point during something, they have all reset to a D4. So they should be whatever it is you roll for hit points. So for Roldar, it would be a D10. For Rasham, it would be you're a barbarian, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be a D12. No, that'd be a D12.
Oh, D12.
Yeah. Nanok, it would be a D6. Alabaxis, D8. DeWarren, D10. And Drozda, D8.
No, watch the rolls be worse.
If your roll is worse, you can use what you got from the D6. It seems like it's only fair. Okay.
No. Well, I used the same amount of die, so I made it 24 instead of 22. Took 2 more. I'm fine with that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna roll 2 of these things just so I do it once. See what we get. Oh, I got 5.
Okay, let me do my one roll and
So,
see.
Yeah, I just fixed yours, Rasham.
I'm taking.
Yeah, I got the same amount. I got what I needed anyway. It was
I'm taking the 12.
Yeah, see, that's much better.
Okay, but that's in D12 plus 3.
Yeah, no, that would be right for Rasham.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
So,
that means I would do it off of 1 instead of 2 then.
yeah, definitely give yourself back whatever hit dice you wind up not using because like it was all messed up.
Yeah, I forgot to add the modifier on my part, so I guess just 1 instead of 2.
Okay. All right. So after the hour, if you guys are all good with your hour rest, the goblin has eaten his sandwich. He thinks it's very good. His Rashamich. Yeah. He starts leading you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's like, all right, if you're ready to go, let's do this.
And he goes, "Yes, sir. I'm ready to go." Rasham goes, "Bye, guys. I'll see you guys later."
And he starts leading you up this this old path.
Yep.
Once you are out of sight of the rest of the party, he's I mean, I'm not going to try and run or anything. It's like I'm taking you to meet Sinky. You think maybe you can undo this harness? I mean, it's kind of embarrassing. I don't want the other goblins to make fun of me.
I'll make you a deal. As we get closer to where Sinky is, I'll take it off.
Okay, well, I mean, it's not far. It's only about 3 miles.
I'm going to be like, your buddies won't necessarily have to see you with it on, but it's just a little bit of insurance.
Okay. So after about like 2.5 miles, it doesn't take long at all to walk the distance. The road is pretty decent. He's like, it's just around the bend here.
Or Sam would be like, "That's nice. I'll wait until I see something to confirm it."
Mm-hmm. Okay.
As he like keeps him on the leash. I'm not gonna let him off the leash that easy.
As you start to round the bend, sure enough, in the middle of the woods, there is a large stone building. It appears to be neglected, very old. Like parts of it are kind of crumbling, but it mostly seems intact. But like the walls are starting to crumble. The mortar is definitely like worn away. And standing outside of this thing from around the bend, you see there are at least 3 goblins, 2 of which are on either side of the path, and there are 2. There's one by the front door of this building with a hobgoblin, and the goblin Urkaluk is like he's like, see, it's right there, and you can see those are the cards. Come on.
I mean, I think at that point, I mean, there is a bunch of goblins here. I will go on and untie him because I did agree to it, and he'll look good to Sinky, bringing one of the people of the things to talk. I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'd say I would untie him.
Okay. He's like, all right.
He didn't look exactly like a prisoner.
I actually thought about that, like tying myself up and then giving him the rope, but I figured that might go too far.
He's like, all right, come along, Greenie.
Yep.
I picture her decapitating him. You brought him back to our camp.
Alrighty. I follow the goblin whose name I've already forgot.
What I am going to do, I think, it's Urkaluk.
Urkaluk.
Let's.
How do you spell that? I'm gonna write it down. So.
ERK.
Okay.
ILUK.
Okay.
So I'm going to. Yeah. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna. Since it's just you.
Oh yeah, you don't have to bother with visuals if it's just me. You know.
Don't interrupt the power.
No. I want to.
Oh my.
And I can just move like I can just move Rasham. Well, I can move you and there we go, and I can move the Watcher as well. Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So there's the front of the building. And there are these goblins, and the goblin guards, as you approach, they're just like, "Oh, who goes there?" And Urkaluk is like, "It is I, Urkaluk. I have one of the people Sinky wanted us to get, and he's agreed to come talk to her."
steps out and be like, "I've come here to bargain."
Does your Sam speak Goblin?
Probably not. So I guess you wouldn't know what they're saying. That's fair.
Okay. Well, I mean, he said that other stuff in common,
Okay.
but the hobgoblin standing in front of the door says in Goblin, he's just like, ark, bark, ark, fucker, bark, bark. And he seems to be like talking like he seems to be talking not at the goblins who are outside, but the like towards the building.
I got you. So the interior.
Mm-hmm. And then in common, he says, "Wait here. I will speak with Sinky and see if she will speak with this orc." And then he goes inside.
Okay. Rasham would just look at his buddy Eric Luck,
Mm-hmm.
Eric Luck, and be like, "What did he say?"
Oh,
Whispering to him.
he was telling the archers in the building to be ready in case of an ambush.
Ah.
He's very untrusting.
No, I can understand that in these times.
The hobgoblin then comes and opens up this door. I got no good place to put my door. I'll stick it there. You may enter. Sinky will see you.
Okay, where's the door? Like right here?
Yeah.
Like right where that guy is?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Alrighty, I'll work my way in. It's dark in here.
Oh, you should have a...
Yeah, like my orc vision ain't working either. Weird.
Let me check the...
What rich witchcraft have you placed on me? I can no longer see in the dark.
Dark, I know. It's like, this is dark. I've never seen it dark.
It looks like you should be able to see. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to shut off. I'm going to turn on global illumination.
Yeah, that'd be good for this.
Yeah. So you see, there are two goblins. The hobgoblin kind of follows you in.
Mm-hmm.
So does Urkaluk. They're both standing behind you by the door. There are these other two goblins just kind of like in defensive positions. They've got their short bows out and they have arrows knocked. They're not pointing them at you. And then Sinky is standing there with there's a hobgoblin a step behind her.
Okay.
And there are a couple of doors. There's a door here, a door here. And you can see there are definitely some arrow slits in the walls, although nobody's manning these right
at the
here.
moment.
Yep.
I got you.
So Sinky takes a look at you. I remember you.
Yes. Rasham would be like, I remember you as... Does Sinky say that in common, I assume?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Rasham would move one step closer, respectable, within 5 feet.
The goblins kind of tense up, but they don't do anything.
Rasham puts on all of his good pleasantry and places a hand forward as if to offer his hand to shake hers.
Okay. She looks at your hand, and let me see. How would she react to this? Okay.
She accepts your mating offer.
No, she kind of almost like a stranger that kind of tilts her head, looking a little confused, and she looks down at your hand, and she's just like,
Oh.
What are you...
Oh. Rasham goes, oh, this is the culture of where I come from, where people meet mutually to discuss something. It's a common business greeting of sorts.
Oh, it's like a punch to the face.
Oh, is that their equivalent?
That's what hobgoblins do when they meet. We understand that most other cultures don't do this, which is why I didn't punch you in the face.
Oh, I appreciate that.
She awkwardly puts her hand out. The goblins all tense up. This other goblin who is back here, this one here, he tenses up as well. He didn't tense up when you approached, but now he kind of tenses up as well. So she takes your hand. Do you just give it a shake and let it go, or are you going?
Yeah, I do a normal shake. I thought you just said she puts up her hand, and I didn't hear the rest.
Okay, yeah, no, I was waiting to see
I was like, okay, what you gonna? Yeah, he just gives her a normal 3 shake, and then let's go.
Then they make goblin babies.
I mean, if that wasn't the end goal of the whole campaign.
So you've come to talk.
Yes.
Last time we met, you had come to fight, which is understandable. I don't fault you for that.
Yes. I mean, here's where I'll be honest. Rashan would be like, "I'll be honest. If there was just one group against us, I probably would have come here just to fight. But it seems like not only you, but several other groups want what we have."
Yes. And unfortunately, the were-rats, they have big mouths. So pretty much everyone knows that you access the church in El Hilo. We know that you've been to the farm.
Yep.
And we all have a strong suspicion that you found some of the clues that we are looking for.
That's the part where Rashan would just say that is very much true. We do know some things and we do have some things. I won't deny that.
I would recommend that perhaps we make a trade and you give these things to me. I can pay you and your friends very well.
That's the part where Rashan would be like, "I'm listening. I can pass this on to the others." Obviously, for sake of things, I did not bring the items with me.
I didn't think you would have. You don't seem like a fool. Of all of the groups seeking the blood pendant, ours is perhaps the lesser of what you would consider evils. I simply want to control the goblin lands. I want to be able to defend ourselves from the dwarves and the wild orcs to the north. You don't seem like one of them. You seem a little more civilized.
I'm from a different tribe.
The others would use the blood pendant to gain power and take over the Borderlands, and then sooner or later encroach upon, the more civilized regions beyond their borders.
You wouldn't mind, as well, when she takes a pause, he'd be like, "You wouldn't mind if I asked something, would you?"
Not at all.
He would be like, "Our group did a little bit of research over the history of all this, especially with what we found under the church. Did you and the other lycanthropes used to be more connected, or have you always been separated like you are today?"
There are legends that say we were once more connected. Whether or not that's true, I can't say. We all worship Nyx, so we're still connected, I suppose, in that sense. But our kinds typically don't get along, and not just in our weaker bodies, but in our purer forms as well. There's occasionally groups of lycanthropes who work together for a common cause, but it always eventually leads to infighting. Such alliances never last long.
As Rasham would be like, I can relate. My tribe of orcs had to separate from the bigger group. Just certain ideologies split, and they can't necessarily get along, even if they are somewhat similar.
Right.
Not meaning to offend you or nothing.
I take no offense. I'm sorry. What is your name?
My name is Rasham.
Rasham. So, Rasham, as I was saying, it would probably be best for all of the people of the Borderlands and all of the people in the civilized areas if we were to become the dominant lycanthrope power. Again, I only plan on controlling the Goblin lands. We do not run around turning all of our victims. The dwarf girl, for instance, I mean, you'll note that she was fine. She was not cursed.
Yeah, that's true. You left her alive.
And she was not cursed by the lycanthropy.
Yeah.
The wolves, the tigers, the boars, the rats, they'll show no such restraint.
That is true.
And they
But
all
what is
now
your-
currently hunt you. We all are.
This is true. Do you know more about their locations, or I mean, not so much their locations, but more so like the regions they more so reside in, or maybe where their hideouts would be, just so we know to avoid those areas.
She kind
Because
of,
even though we give you the thing, they aren't going to know you guys have it and we don't, you know?
oh, I'm sure once they find out that I have it, they'll probably be more likely to start hunting me. But that's okay. I can handle myself. I know where their seats of power are, but none of them are local. They're all currently just out hunting. None of their seats of power are close to here.
Okay.
You haven't
I think
turned
with
me
that-
down flat out, which I think is a good sign.
Oh yeah. Well, when I come to bargain, I come with open ears. We both want things, and we both have, at least at the moment, mutual enemies.
True that.
So, what is your offer, so I can relay it to the group?
Let's start with 10,000 gold. And my promise on my honor that once we have found a blood pendant, we will no longer trouble any of the people of the Borderlands or the civilized states within it, and we will retreat to the Goblin lands.
Ah. That's not the worst offer. Hearing it.
As long as we are unmolested, we won't. We'll no longer raid any of the settlements. We'll have no need to once we have what we need. We can forage
Yes, of
quite well
course.
for ourselves. Plus,
Fair.
the wolves will no longer be hunting you. The boars will no longer be hunting you.
That is true.
The rats will no longer be like slinking behind you.
That's true. Okay. Like this is just something I'm asking the DM and Mike. What's the name? What color was that one goblin that Mike had personal grievances with?
I don't know, Michael. What color is that goblin?
Or what do you know about him?
He's red skin, a scar on his neck, and glowing yellow eyes.
Okay, I'll pretty much just ask. Do you know a goblin by such and such description?
Glowing. I mean, many goblins have skin and scars such as this, but you said he had glowing yellow eyes.
Yes.
I may know of such a goblin. What is it? What is it to you, Risham?
The one person in my group has a very, very personal grievance with said goblin. Would be the short of it.
If I were to give you the name and the location of the goblin, would this, as your human friends might say, sweeten the pot?
I definitely think it would.
Well, then once we have reached the deal, I will give you a name and a location.
Alrighty.
Carlos.
Yeah.
It wasn't far. I'd say it's probably now about 2 hours.
Oh,
Okay. So I'm gonna wait.
Are you
Alright.
going to start like heading out to track or?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it seems like a pretty straightforward path, so you can just start going up the path. Give me a survival check.
Mm.
With advantage because of goblins. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah. A good number of goblins, probably 20 or more, have been going back and forth on this path for probably the past few days. You don't think it's been any longer than maybe 3 or 4 days. There are no tracks older than than that. At least not goblin tracks. You find some animal tracks, stuff like that. There are also at least 3 distinct sets of very large footprints. I would say it would be safe to assume that those are they're ogres. Especially since one set of them that was the most recently heading this way.
Huh?
Definitely seemed like it was bearing a large load. Like they're deeper than some of the ogre footprints, and they're kind of the gate is a little off. But since you saw that guy with the big fort on his back filled with goblins, yeah, you can. I'd say it's reasonable to assume that that's what's causing the gate and the deeper footprints is the fact that he was walking around with a fort of goblins on his back.
Okay.
But yeah, so at least 20 goblins, at least 3 ogres, some hobgoblins, and unless there's anything else you want to do while you're on the trail, I'm gonna cut back over to Gavin.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna wait until I get there, just see how many
Yeah.
goblins I see, and that's about it.
Okay. All right, so you're still making your way there. Okay. So Risham,
Yeah.
what are the rest of you doing while I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Risham. While you're hanging out, Roldar has just gone to continue to scout as well, just to scout things out and follow Risham.
I'm just happily playing with the dead bodies right here.
Okay. All right.
I'm making a paper house, just playing with them.
Okay.
We're waiting, right?
Huh?
Oh, yeah.
We're just waiting.
I'm assuming you're just waiting. That's why I'm asking. If there's something else you wanted to do other than wait. I was just curious as to what that might be.
Yeah, as far as Alabaxis goes, you see me just playing with the bodies. I have a journal and I'm writing down things as I like poke them and stack them in different obnoxious, weird ways.
Okay. All right, so Rasham. Oh, wait, was someone else starting to talk?
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. No?
Okay. But pretty much at that point, I think Rasham would be like, I think your deal is it seems to be very reasonable. But I guess at this point, Rasham would be trying to like think in his head, like, okay, should I talk more or should I go on and kind of head back on the trail?
Right. So she says, this offer will not stand long.
No, I understand.
Your friends are by the road?
Honestly, me and my friends discussed moving locations just in case you guys were to try something on us.
I understand. But as long as they're not far from where, this path meets the road, I'd say 8 hours should be more than enough time for you to head back, speak with your friends, and then return here with an answer.
Yes, that would be very reasonable.
Should you not return within the 8 hours, if you haven't been found by the wolves by that point, we will of course come after you. That's understood.
Oh, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I completely understand that. But at the same time, you need to know you can't get too aggressive with us because only we know where the object is.
I understand, but it's been lost for quite a while. The fact that it's been found again, I mean, it may take some time. We may need to follow some of the other lycanthropes who would be hunting it. It's no longer protected in the church, which means they should be able to sense it. And we'll find it. We'll do what we need to. But I'd much rather strike this bargain with you and your friends. And again, we'll leave the Borderlands in peace once we have what we've come for.
I understand that. It's like that sounds good. That's the part where Rasham goes, so we are agreed then, and then Rasham puts his hand back out to shake hers one last time before going.
She takes it again a little more confidently this time, like not so confused. Although she seems like a little just like, this is odd. Again, like all of the goblins like tense up. The hobgoblin tenses up, but they don't do anything.
Uh-huh.
And she releases your hand and says, I expect to see you in 8 hours.
Yes. Oh, yeah, and before Rasham goes, Rasham, not knowing the journey, had packed an extra sandwich for the road.
Okay.
Rasham leaves the Rashamwich as a gift for Sinky.
What is this?
That's the part where he goes, oh, just ask your follower, Eric, look about that. It's a gift.
Thank you.
And then Rasham just leaves and begins to head back. I assume it was probably a fairly simple path, but he kind of takes his time walking back, knowing he's going to run into Roldar on the way.
The hobgoblin who was outside before, he steps out before you, and so does Urkeluk. Right. And he shouts something in Goblin to all the other goblins. Barg. And as you come out the door, the goblins seem to just kind of relax and just like, step back, like they're no longer as tense.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you're just gonna head back?
Yep, I'll just take my time and, like I said, mosey back because I know Roldar's coming. Obviously, as I'm going and I start to get a little ways from the camp, I'll begin to look around to make sure no one's following
Sure.
me.
Give me a perception check once you're about like what would you say, maybe like 50 yards away from the camp?
Yeah.
Okay.
13.
Nobody appears to be following you.
Alrighty.
Roldar,
Yes?
you hear someone coming down the path.
Okay, just peer through, see, just glance.
Yeah, it's Rasham.
So I go out. What happened?
Honestly, the talks happened. We talked. I will tell you this. Apparently, she gave us 8 hours to. We got to get back with her within 8 hours, regardless of things, or she's coming after us.
For what?
She just said she gave me conditions and an idea for a deal. I just listened and found out a little bit more about things.
Okay.
I found out she does know where the seat of power is for all the other lycanthrope groups. I found out she does know of the goblin Drozda is seeking.
Okay.
And knows his location.
Okay, that's good.
And apparently, according to her, if we were to just turn over the item, we'd get 10,000 gold. Which obviously, we're not gonna take that, but
Okay.
it was interesting to know. Yeah, and apparently, this part is important. Apparently, with the item being away from the church, all the lycanthropes can generally sense it.
Oh, so they're...
So that's a complication.
Yes. Okay, I see. Guess I have to be more careful. I gotta just go back and plan this out.
No. But they said nothing else. They're going to be there. Like I said, we got pretty much. How long has it been from like when she announced the 8 hours? You would say, Mondo.
It would take you about 2 hours tops to get back down the path to everybody else on the road. Like an hour and a half if like you guys kind of like hustled.
Okay, so that means we'll have about 4 hours before we got to make whatever move it is we're going to have to make.
Okay, sounds good.
Alrighty.
Mm-hmm.
I'll clean up some of these dead things off the road. Now that like Alabaxis has been stacking them. Yeah, so you guys get back to the rest of the party. Nothing seems to have followed you or troubled you or anything along those lines.
Yep. So I'll tell everybody else the same thing I told Roldar. Just the general.
Mm-hmm. Including the thing about the goblin with the yellow eyes?
Yeah.
Okay. Dope.
Which I'm guessing Mike might have stepped away for a moment, I guess.
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I'm a little. As a little back, so I guess I'll see if I can bring up his character. I'm a little weary of just what exactly this lady wants with the stone. She says she wants to keep order, but what guarantee do we have that that's what she intends to do? She gives us a very good promise of having 10,000 gold for each. And providing some revenge for our dear good old friend Drozda.
Yeah. Well, the way she said it, I think it's just 10,000 gold overall. I don't think it's 10,000 gold apiece.
Oh, that's still half the piece. But my point being, what guarantee do we have that she will actually do that? How do we know she can plead, my friend?
I mean, we really don't have any guarantee.
Right. So I feel like we should devise a way to control that. I didn't seal myself with a demon just to hand over the destruction of one world for another.
Oh, yes.
Loosen through that.
But honestly, I've got a decent look out of the immediate stone facility. Honestly, I think like as we got close, once again, as we got back, I would like to take another look to make sure we weren't followed before I was to say anything negatively.
Yeah, give me another perception check.
19.
You are pretty sure you are not followed by anything.
Alrighty.
Would I be able to do a history check to see if I recall or know anything that is related to any Nick's followers trying to do crazy stuff? That's been recorded in history that's accessible to me or was.
Yeah, give me a religion check or a history check. I'll take either one.
Okay. Okay.
I appreciate it. So
you know that Nyx is allegedly the mother of most of these considered the mother of most of these lycanthropes, and that they worship her, and that she has a real problem with that moon god is his name, I can never remember. Thank you, Senine. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I'd also mention, honestly, I got a good little layout, at least of the initial floor of like their little fortress. About how many goblins did I see? I'm trying to think.
I can go ahead and tell you. You saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You saw definitely 6 individual goblins, 2 hobgoblins, and Sinky.
Then the orcs I saw, or was the same orc, or the tracks of the orcs?
The goblins.
Ogres, no, the ogres.
Oh, you didn't see any of the ogres, but you know that there were at least 3 ogres. You saw the tracks of 3 ogres on the path.
Yeah. So I say there were probably two ogres. So which one?
And this entire time, Drazda's kind of been. He was playing with Andy before you arrived, and as soon as he heard about the goblin, he just drops the stick.
Yep.
His eyes are wide open. He's shocked, and he's like, "I usually wouldn't work with a goblin, but maybe we should."
I mean, I'll be honest. If her deal is true, it is something. And honestly, they'd be going at each other for who knows how long. The only thing I'm worried about is if we were to go to these places, places where that we were going to travel to are, and we don't have the objects, maybe we can't even get in.
We know where the areas are, and she doesn't know the exact number of items. We don't have to give her all.
I know. I told her there were items, but that's it. I didn't tell her we knew locations.
Yeah, we don't have to give her all. I could save my girl.
Hey, maybe we can make a partial bargain. Give her one thing in good faith now. That is a possibility. Or maybe... Ooh, I just got an idea. Maybe we agree to... quote-unquote... check out the information we know as an agent, quote-unquote, for her. In exchange for letting you get your revenge. We'd give her one thing in good faith, and if she wanted to, she could send a goblin or hobgoblin to watch us. and report back.
So by this point, other than like when he's drunk, the group has never seen incredible amounts of emotion out of Drozda other than anger, and he looks like he's starting to cry.
Aww.
So I can retribute my girl.
The chance is there, friend.
Dad wasn't able to save you, but I'm not worthless. Well, we need to figure out a way to work with her. I know that I'm being a little biased because it's my girl. But I need to figure out a way to work with her.
Okay. So now to figure out the Pacifics, or, well, see what everybody's vote is on this, obviously.
I have to go by my character's heart. He wants to find a way to work with her.
Alabexis is fine working with her as long as she's not lying to us about her intent on just maintaining the order that's already been established.
Yeah.
The question is there any way that Rosham could have picked up anything that would have hinted at the fact, would she be ill if, say, multiple of us were to return with them?
I never said I would return alone. It was just said that was to reach her within 8 hours with the decision. Well, I guess now 6 hours with the decision, or 5 by the time we discuss.
Because I know that a few people in our group can speak Goblin, so if there isn't a silver lining, somebody can hear something different.
That is true.
True that.
That's true. It could be me and one other, or maybe me and 2 others. Go back.
If I could speak it.
This is going to be hard, but when we return Rasham, I'm going with you.
Okay.
Okay.
Rasham will just say, remember one thing: composure will be everything in this.
I'm gonna say, is there any way we can get many things at once, but the information that we need for Drozda and kill Sinky?
Probably not.
If Sinky's... I'm the goblin hater here, but if Sinky's good to her word, we might not need to.
She might be good for her right now, though. I don't know about the future.
I mean, okay, this will go back to me. Back when I was talking with her, I know I didn't ask for a check for it right then, but out of how I could tell how she was acting and how she was talking, how genuine did her deal seem?
Go ahead and give me an insight check now.
17.
She seemed sincere.
Shit.
She seemed that she really, she wants to make this deal. She wants to try to find this blood pendant, whatever it is, whatever it's going to do for her. And it seems to you like she really has no intention of bothering the people of the Borderlands. She really just wants to go rule over all of the goblins in the Goblin Lands. You have a pretty good feeling about it. If she was being deceptive, like you couldn't pick up on it, you have a good feeling about it.
Yeah. That's the part where, like, I guess Rasham would be like, I had a good feeling about her intentions. Like, it seemed like she was shooting it very straight with me.
I'll be honest, if she, like... Goblins, I have had a lot of experience with them. They're a very chaotic group. If she can bring order to them, it might help the Borderlands as a whole.
I mean, honestly, it might be good for all involved. I mean, nothing else. I don't think they would be any worse than the orcs, or all than like the other group of orcs. I can't think of their tribe's name.
The crazy ones.
Yeah, the wild orcs.
Yeah.
So to speak.
Risham, before I make up my mind entirely, did you see any of the markings amongst the goblins
Mm,
of the clan that killed my girl?
no, I didn't see any of. I assume like Mondo, you didn't mention anything about them, and I was assuming all the goblins there were normal that I saw.
Yeah, it didn't seem like they had any of them had
Yeah.
any of those markings.
Yeah, none of them seemed to act phased whenever I mentioned the one you were interested in.
If you're a genuine guy, and if you can't sense it, I believe we can trust her to a degree.
Yeah. Okay, so just to break down what all we have, we're not going to give her everything on the spot, so we want some people to stay back here, or at least stay back in hiding somewhere, unless things go south.
Yes. The ones that speak Goblin, we should go with you.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
have
break-
an idea.
yeah.
I have an idea because all races and everyone can understand empathy.
Mhm.
If Drozda is to come with you, if Drozda was to hand the parts to her and be like, I need to know where he is,
Mhm.
there's a much higher chance that she'd believe it.
Yeah,
Agreed.
that's true. I'm just trying to, I guess we need to figure out right now is, what of the items are we willing to give right now, or are we going to give everything?
I wouldn't say give everything.
Yeah.
The one furthest from us.
Honestly, we said items, so I would say there's three of the crystal gem things, right?
Mhm.
3 of them. If we were to give her 2 of them, because you did not say anything about a map, if
Mhm.
we keep the map and the
All I
last
did was
item-
mention that I did mention through research. Did I mention something about locations?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Mondo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mentioned locations, but I did not say anything about a map. That is true.
You didn't say anything about a map, but you said that we knew things through research.
Yeah.
Research and map do not say the same thing.
Okay, that's fair. I
Mhm.
can't remember my exact words.
We can give her the pendant. Because that's what we have.
Yeah, that's true.
Because we have like a teardrop, a crescent moon, and what's the other one we have? We have 3.
It's a it's a 3/4 moon. Yeah. It is.
So 3/4.
Yeah, I got the. Did I give you guys handouts for that stuff? I think I did.
No,
I remember you
not
showing us
sure.
a map.
Yeah, they showed the map.
Pretty much they were in the shape of the mountain area they were in or something like that.
Yeah, I mean this was one of them.
Yeah, the tear, and then we have the crescent moon. Oh, the quarter crescent moon. Is that right?
Yeah, there's a quarter crescent moon and there is a 3/4 moon.
If we were to give her, say, the teardrop, because we've already used it,
Yeah.
and which one's the furthest away?
Let's.
Because we said items, so I would say we give her 2 of them, and we hold the map and the last.
Yep, so we give her. Well, actually, we give her. I said items, so items could be 2. We could just give her the one pendant we've already used in one of the locations.
I don't know the location though.
So the other locations are on the map that you guys should be able to see now. So there was the crescent moon, the other teardrop, and that was the 3/4 moon. And just to give you guys a little bit of a reference as to where you are about there.
I didn't see where there is.
Right here?
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
Yep.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So,
There we go.
so if we were to give her, say, this one,
Yeah, that'd probably be the one furthest away.
I don't know because there's this here that's here on the way too.
But would she know that?
The thing is, I don't know if she will sense it. So, can we just give her a pendant that's here?
But we stated items. We have
Yeah.
to give her more. We have to give her more than one, or else she's going to immediately sense that we're giving bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mind you, there's still the chance she knows how many there are, but the way they were sounding was, at least from what I got from her, it doesn't sound like they know their history all that well. Like they know like bits and pieces, like a little more than we do. But
So here's one of whatever item we give her, she needs to somewhat seem like why we're going in that direction, though.
Yeah, that's why we should. That's actually, if we give her the teardrop, we could continue past and hit this one up. So if we give her the teardrop and say like the Temple of Thesis Crescent Moon,
Mhm.
she'd have those to go by. She wouldn't have locations, but she'd have those to go by.
Yep.
Because we're not going to hand her the map, and
Yeah.
we use this.
That's true.
And whichever one of us has a higher skill in like sleight of hand or lying or deception or whatever can just tell her that we don't have a map, but we have general ideas of where locations are. And if she asks us where the location is, we can pretty much point her in the direction. She still won't know.
Yeah.
I mean, we could say that it's. Let me see.
Oh, and
Because-
honestly,
Around this
Because I
area,
think
that's about
this-
it.
Because I think that this one will hit her hard, since the lycanthropes, their god pretty much is Sehanine. And the teardrop represents Sehanine.
yeah.
So, we're already giving you a valuable relic.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because if anything was to happen, like we were to hear of like goblin and werebat murders or whatever, next time we meet her, we could fight her.
Oh yeah. I just realized this also gives us the advantage of splitting up the items and giving some of them to her would actually get some of the attention off us. Because none of these groups want to work together. She mentioned a vicious hatred for the other lycanthrope groups.
Yeah.
And honestly, as of late, I think she might be telling the truth. Because honestly, as of late, we have heard of a lot more were-rat attacks than we have heard goblins.
That's true. I mean, honestly, it seems like the goblins, like she even said, it seems like the goblins are doing a lot more smaller scale stuff, while like literally the were-rats are literally like invading towns and like pretending to be people.
Because as long as we don't give her every piece, she can't get the blood pendant. If it does pop up that, per se, she is evil.
No.
And if we get information from her, say we trade these for information, and she informs us of where the other lycanthropes may be, we could honestly help her take out the other groups.
Exactly, and it would also get some of that attention off us and possibly have some sort of ally when dealing with the others. Like Mike said, maybe for a more direct assault.
Yeah.
Is there? This is a question to Mondo.
Yeah.
Right now, since we have all of these like relics on us, like we're pretty much a fucking homing beacon, right? So
That's what she says.
Yeah, the way she was talking, she sounded like the sensing was a little bit more general. Like it might not be like
But-
exact areas.
But if we did like shred a few of them, say like the beacon on us like if you were to think of like idea-wise, it would be nowhere near as bad. So there'd be a pretty heavy chance that she wouldn't be able to detect that we're holding the other one.
I mean, it would definitely split up the focus of the other groups.
So yeah, no, I'm game for tier Temple of Thesis. Yeah, for both of those.
Alrighty.
And if she asks us where they are, tell her we've just had research and point her in the directions.
Yeah.
I'm up for that.
Yeah,
I think
that sounds fair.
like the best option.
And honestly, it splits up the work for us. Because literally, as long as we hold on to something, they're going to have to get back with us. And if they just so happen to get the things that are in that place, we can take it from them afterwards. It saves us footwork, so to speak.
Yeah, I think that's the best plan. Like,
Okay.
I personally think that's the best plan.
Yeah, it sounds pretty solid to me.
All right. Well, I think that is where we're going to end it because sadly, I got to go to bed.
Alrighty, well, we get.
Sounds good.
But we will be back next week at 11 Eastern. And we're going to go make a deal with Sinky, perhaps.
Yeah, I think this will be very interesting. I did not expect this.
Me
Before
either.
the session started.
Me either. I like where it's going. This is good.
I mean, I'll be honest, that idea just popped, like, things started rolling in my head. I'm like, okay, we're originally just going to ask about ambush points. And then, like, my wheel, like, my little hamster got to running on his wheel. And then he's like, wait a second. Can we make this into something more? I'll be honest, I was thinking, like, we'd meet with Sinky, she'd try to capture and or kill me, and then everybody else is going to have to rescue me.
I mean, I got to say, I was wondering about that myself, but...
I also wonder how well the Rush Sandwich will catch on with the Hobgoblin tribe.
You may have started something. You definitely may have started something with the Rush
God.
Sandwich.
And that's another thing you have to think of. If she was just straight up a savage, she would have done that to Rusham.
Exactly. Especially from, like, well, hell, me and her literally went at it the first time we met.
Yes, you did. I gotta say, it's like, if you had all gone, I mean, it probably would have turned into, a fight. You guys probably would have tried to storm the building, I would think, maybe.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I originally didn't even think we would consider a deal, but then, like, the more we got to talking about it, we're like, huh?
Yeah, I didn't think you would really consider a deal either. So this is definitely going to some interesting places. I'm digging it. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens next week. Tomorrow night, for those of you in the stream, hopefully we will be playing Ghostbusters at 9:30 Eastern. Shrouds of Antonine returns this Saturday at about 10:30 Eastern p.m. And then we should be playing Orphans and Owlbears this Sunday. I hope. It's Mother's Day. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what the group is doing, if the group is doing Mother's Day stuff. Because it's later in the day for me, so I'll be done doing any sort of Mother's Day stuff I'm doing. So, yeah, there's that. Anyone have anything they would like to plug aside from... I mean, definitely plug yourselves. What do we got? Borderlands, right? Borderlands.
Yeah.
Follow our players on the Twitches, and yeah. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for playing. This is a good session. I'm sorry not everybody got a little bit of time in, but
It was very informative.
yeah, this is very.
Yeah.
I wasn't here on time. I fell asleep.
That's okay. I've definitely been there.
You got the gist.
By the way, for the viewers, Draza doesn't have emotional outbursts often unless he's drunk. He showed up on time.
Yep.
There you go. All right. Well, again, thanks guys for playing, and thanks everybody for watching, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
And we are